Hollywood didn't want you to question this, but something about Tom Cruise and Ana de Armas doesn't add up. No announcement, no confirmation, just secret sightings and a media storm overnight. Was this a real relationship hidden in plain sight, or a perfectly timed PR illusion? Stay with me, because the truth behind the story is far more unexpected than you think. Stop scrolling for a second, because when photos of Tom Cruise and Ana de Armas started circulating online, the internet did what it does best. It went into a frenzy. Social media feeds exploded with questions, theories, and hot takes. Headlines popped up almost instantly, each one trying to decode what seemed like the biggest Hollywood surprise of the year. Two global superstars from different generations, different backgrounds, and completely different career paths were suddenly seen together. Fans were stunned. Movie buffs were whispering. And the media, of course, pounced immediately. The central question everyone wanted an answer to was simple but loaded. Was this real, or was it just a meticulously orchestrated PR stunt? At first glance, it certainly looked like something out of a Hollywood playbook. Big names, perfect timing, cameras everywhere, paparazzi flashes capturing fleeting moments, social media exploding with speculation. From the outside, it felt almost too convenient, too calculated. Many people naturally assumed that a genuine connection between these two unlikely stars was less believable than a well-planned publicity move designed to dominate headlines. But the deeper you look, the stranger the story becomes. The usual markers of a PR-fueled relationship weren't all there. No official announcements. No interviews where either star confirmed or denied anything. No carefully choreographed public appearances. Instead, what emerged were fleeting glimpses, photos snapped from a distance, quiet interactions, subtle gestures that only observant fans noticed. These moments didn't scream PR. They hinted at something far more personal, something much harder to explain. This is where the story gets really interesting. Because Hollywood loves a good PR stunt. It's part of the industry. Studios use it to generate buzz around films. Publicists manufacture narratives to keep stars in the spotlight. But these situations usually follow a predictable pattern. Coordinated appearances, strategic interviews, social media hints, carefully timed leaks. With Tom Cruise and Ana de Armas, none of that happened. Their silence and the randomness of the sightings made people question everything they thought they knew about celebrity relationships. And that's what makes this case so compelling. It defies the usual logic of Hollywood storytelling. Two people, both at the peak of their careers, operating in different worlds, yet seemingly connected in a way the public could witness only in fragments. There's no script here, no controlled narrative, just genuine moments, or at least moments that feel genuine to anyone watching closely. So before jumping conclusions, it's worth slowing down, taking a closer look, and peeling back the layers of speculation. The truth isn't in the headlines. It isn't in the endless commentary online. It's in the subtle interactions, the rare glimpses, and the moments that make people wonder why the story feels so different from anything we've seen before. Was it a fleeting connection? A strategic PR move? Or something completely unexpected that no one saw coming? Let's dive in and explore the full story behind Tom Cruise and Ana de Armas, and why this mystery has captivated the world. Every Hollywood rumor has a starting point, and this one began almost like a whisper. It wasn't announced with fanfare, no red carpet statements, no flashy headlines to grab attention. Instead, it started quietly, in the way most true gossip in Hollywood does. Behind the scenes, in hushed conversations, and through subtle observations by insiders. Tom Cruise and Ana de Armas were first linked in the industry through these small, almost invisible channels. People noticed them interacting on film sets, at private industry events, and during informal gatherings. It wasn't something the public could fully see at first, but keen observers caught glimpses of them together, and those glimpses quickly sparked curiosity. Then came the photos, and suddenly, the whispers turned into a flood. Unlike the carefully orchestrated images of a typical Hollywood publicity campaign, these photos felt casual. They were captured in everyday settings, walking down the street, grabbing coffee, or chatting outside a venue. There was no red carpet glitz, no perfectly choreographed poses. The body language in these photos was relaxed, natural, almost unguarded. Ana laughed softly in one picture. Tom's expression was calm, unforced, and for the first time, it seemed like fans were seeing something real. The lack of dramatic flair, the absence of promotional staging, was what made people sit up and take notice. Usually, when Hollywood relationships are engineered for publicity, they are loud, bold, and impossible to miss. They crave attention. They are designed for headlines. This felt completely different. Ana de Armas was already in a place in her career where she didn't need extra exposure. She had completed critically acclaimed roles that cemented her as one of the most talented and respected young actresses in Hollywood. Her name carried weight on its own. Any added publicity, especially through a high-profile romantic narrative, would have been unnecessary and potentially distracting. She had the recognition, the awards, and the audience to support her work independently. Tom Cruise, meanwhile, needs no introduction. one of the most recognizable and enduring figures in the film industry. He has decades of successful films, worldwide fame, and almost unparalleled reputation as a dedicated actor. Unlike many in Hollywood, Cruise's relevance doesn't rely on tabloid coverage or publicized romances. His career speaks for itself. And historically, he has been known to keep his private life extremely controlled and deliberate. So when these two seemingly crossed paths in ways that suggested more than professional interaction, it sparked a crucial question among fans and commentators alike. If this was indeed a PR-driven scenario, who exactly was it for? Was it to boost Anna's profile further, even though she didn't need it? Was it to generate buzz for a project Tom was associated with? Or was it perhaps an attempt by the studios to manufacture a story that might captivate audiences and dominate headlines for a brief period? The absence of any obvious motive only added to the intrigue, making people question whether this was truly a manufactured event or something entirely genuine that simply hadn't been seen before in Hollywood's carefully curated world. The combination of subtle beginnings, casual public appearances, and the stature of both actors created a perfect storm of speculation. People weren't just asking if they were together. They were asking whether Hollywood itself was orchestrating a narrative that the world was eager to consume. And in this quiet yet explosive way, the story started to take on a life of its own, leaving the public guessing and the media scrambling for answers. Let's be honest, Hollywood has a long, well-documented history of PR relationships. From carefully timed romances to headline-grabbing pairings, the industry knows how to use personal connections as a tool for publicity. Studios often orchestrate these narratives to boost the visibility of films, while publicists shape stories to capture attention, dominate headlines, and keep audiences talking. It's not a conspiracy or some secret plot. It's simply business. Hollywood thrives on perception, and the right relationship at the right time can translate directly into box office numbers, media coverage, and social media buzz. When Tom Cruise and Ana de Armas were linked in the public eye, it didn't take long for people to jump to the PR stunt theory. Supporters of this idea immediately pointed to the timing. Both actors had high-profile projects either released recently or about to hit screens. The timing of their sightings and photos seemed almost perfect, enough to make people wonder if someone had carefully coordinated these moments. Almost overnight, media coverage exploded. Articles, Instagram posts, tweets, and commentary flooded the internet. Engagement rates went through the roof, with fans dissecting every photograph and every subtle gesture. From the outside, it appeared to be a win-win situation for everyone involved. Increased attention for the actors, trending headlines from media outlets, and a story that kept audiences hooked. Yet as compelling as this theory initially seemed, that's where it begins to fall apart. PR-driven relationships in Hollywood tend to follow a very predictable formula. There are usually coordinated public appearances, where the cameras are ready and the stars are perfectly posed. Strategic interviews are released, often with carefully worded quotes designed to hint at intimacy, without revealing too much. Social media posts are timed and curated. So was it real? Was it a PR stunt? Or was it just two stars crossing paths at the right moment, sharing moments that the world happened to witness? The uncertainty keeps the story alive. The mystery invites discussion, debate, and speculation, but also reminds us that not every headline in Hollywood needs to be dissected or reduced to strategy. Sometimes, the most compelling stories are the ones that remain partially untold, leaving room for imagination, interpretation, and reflection. And maybe that is the most honest part of all. The story of Tom Cruise and Ana de Armas isn't just about rumors, speculation, or publicity. It's about the rare and fragile possibility of real human connection happening in the most unlikely of places. It's about moments that are authentic, private, and unobserved, yet powerful enough to capture global attention when glimpsed. The mystery doesn't diminish the story. It amplifies it. It's the unanswered questions, the uncertainty, and the human element that make this Hollywood tale resonate far beyond the surface-level speculation. In the end, perhaps the lesson is simple. Not everything in Hollywood is calculated, and sometimes the truth is more elusive and more fascinating than any carefully orchestrated PR story could ever be.